Cabinets like this is where hardware goes to die. How many times have you looked through 20 drawers or more just to find that one piece of hardware you're looking for? So stick around, because what I'm doing here is going to help you transform all of your hardware, which is probably unorganized and stored in little tiny coffins like this. I need to show you what I just picked up from a home in Chicago. The man who lived in this home was Robert J. Newman. When he wasn't working at his regular job at the post office, it was likely he could be found here in the basement of his home, where he had an amazing workshop. Robert was extremely organized. In this room, mounted on the walls and ceiling, were these rotating jars and storage containers. All of this hardware was available to me for free since the house was being sold. There are hundreds of jars filled with screws, nuts, bolts, caps, washers, and all sorts of hardware, each in their own jar. Now, guess what's in the back of my car? Now, Robert's method of storage worked for him, but I organize things a little differently. This is how I organize the thousands of parts I have. Similar parts go into one container, which is divided into 24 sections. Sometimes I need to mix similar types of screws. There's just too many varieties of parts in the world. I can't devote a whole section to each one. Every jar has a number, all categorized and organized in this black book. Robert would look for the part he wants in the book and then get the corresponding jar for the part he's after. If I plan to absorb Robert's hardware store into my stock, I'm going to need a new shelf and at least 20 more bins. So I went to Harbor Freight and I cleaned out all of their storage bins. Now I plan to make a storage shelf to hold all the hardware in Robert's containers. What I'm making here is a simple rectangular box with grooves cut out for the shelves. I'll be making this whole shelf out of scrap plywood, 3/4 inch for the sides, top and bottom, and 1/4 inch for all of the shelves in between. Now when I'm looking for a part, all I have to do is read the label, pull out the container, and I can see exactly what's inside without even opening it up. My work on organizing all of the parts is finally finished. It took me about a week or so to build the shelf, to buy the bins, which I ended up going to 2 Harbor Freight stores because I cleaned out the first one, and then organizing all of the parts. While the shelf itself didn't cost me anything, the bins were $5 a piece. Well worth the investment for Robert Newman's lifelong hardware collection, for which I am very grateful. I now have 25 new parts bins added to my original 65. So if you ever need anything screwed up, I'm your man. Wait a minute. That didn't sound right.